Good evening. It's the professor here, live and in person. Thank you for joining me today. So, this week we are going for Sunday Night in the Shadows once again, and we're going to have a review of the videos we've put out. Obviously, last week I wasn't here. I actually went away for the weekend to just give a sound check real quick. Just bear with me 1 second. Sorry, it's behind my sound. Yes. So last week I wasn't here for Sunday Night in the Shadows. I actually went away to Hindlesham Hall in Ipswich. It's a beautiful place to stay, and supposedly haunted. Supposedly, there's a bit of history, and you can YouTube Hindlesham Hall and put ghost, and you'll read about the the ghost story of Hindlesham Hall. Well, we stayed there overnight, and nothing came out of the shadows for me. But it was an excellent place to stay, really good food, really friendly staff, and amazing history and grounds to walk around if you do enjoy a peaceful, relaxing weekend. I can highly recommend Hindlesham Hall in Ipswich. Let's move on. So I wanted to jump on for Sunday Night in the Shadows to review the videos, and obviously, if you have questions or have ideas for videos I should be doing for next, please drop it in the chat or just pop in and say hello. Let's have a look what we got. So I finished up with this one last week. I do hope you had a chance to watch this ghost story of the drowned. A really intriguing tale, and I found it quite interesting and quite scary. So do go have a look at that one. Then we were finishing up with the parts of the Lunar Shadows series, Lucas and Alara. Lots of you wanted more and more of these, and yes, I put lots of energy into creating these. So I do hope you watched them. I do hope you enjoyed them. Give me your feedback on how you thought the series went. It took me a long time, so I do hope you do appreciate that series I put in play. Let's move on. I put three. I know some of you also say that you like the longer versions or three stories together. So I put the three together here for you, so you can just put them on and watch. So I do hope you enjoy those. Same here, Free Spooky Tales. Just for you to go, you can put that on. It lasts for an hour and a half. So an hour and a half of listening to yours truly. Then I put the series, the first parts of the series of the Lunar Shadows in one go. Everyone says to me, please make the videos longer. Please put them in together so I don't have to search through and I can watch them all in one go or leave it on in the background. So just for you. The episodes 7, 8, 9, and even 10 of Lunar Shadows were completed. Again, so much effort went into these to create these and link them from one to the another so that they all fit nicely and they all concluded with the ending that you probably saw coming. But it was an interesting series for me. It's very hard work to do 10 write 10 stories in that short amount of time. It was interesting. Put them together in a 5-part series. So you've got parts 1 and 2 of all of them. 2 hours of werewolf stories. I'm sure you can enjoy those. And then we went on something a little bit original. Cheers. We went on to something a little bit original here. So as I was driving to Hindlesham Hall for the weekend, I actually, when you're driving on the roads here, you see all these animals are like roadkill on the side of the road, being hit by trucks or what have you. And I'm driving the car and I'm thinking, oh, wouldn't it be interesting if they actually got up and started walking around? Of course, they probably think a little bit different to you, but in my mind, what if they did start? They got up and walked around and found out who knocked them over to come and to cause them some problems. So I created this story, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed creating it. It was a little bit different. I like doing things a little bit different with a twist on the end, and the twist was really good for this one. I hope you appreciate that. If you haven't watched this Time for Payback, then go ahead. You will really enjoy this one. I certainly enjoyed creating it, and I listened to it through on my own to make sure it was okay. As to do with all the stories, once they've been created, I will go listen to them to make sure that they sound okay, everything fits the narrative. And this one I really enjoyed sitting and watching, so do go ahead and have a listen to Time for Payback. Interesting. Then we move to this. This was an idea I had. Uh, I'd been writing this one for some time, and I managed to get the final chapters done and put it out. Werewolf Apocalypse: Fall of Man. I had this thing. You often see like zombies where zombies take over the world. What if it wasn't zombies? It was werewolves. We wouldn't stand a chance. Think of that, the ferocious werewolf, indestructible. And I create the werewolf here almost as if nothing can stop them. They're unstoppable. So, you just wouldn't stand a chance. Well, I tried to put that in the story here. I hope it came through, of the complete powerlessness of people, of humans against such a terrifying apocalypse. And I do hope that came across in the story of how weak the human race is compared if this was a real turn of events. I put a couple of videos into the membership area. We have a few members now here at Professor Shadow, so thank you so much for those supporting. I do appreciate it. If you know anything about YouTube, they hardly pay pennies on the thousands and thousands that people watch. So the contributions really do help me to continue to craft stories just for you. So thank you for the membership. What's in the membership? Quick plug: you get some basic stories, um, get early access to a few videos. It's not much in there, but what you're doing is you're contributing and being a contributor to the part of the channel, which does help me create. So if you're in there already, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. You are one of the reasons I can continue to do this. So thank you once again. And I'll often put like every couple of weeks there'll be a couple of new videos that you won't see anywhere, and they're more like audiobooks rather than you have to sit and watch. You can put them on and just listen to them rather than just have to watch. So I do hope you appreciate those members in there. Thank you so much. Where do we go? Oh, I give a shout out here. Is me. Yes, pretty much what I just did. Um, and then this final one I put out yesterday, because this one down here, I had so many people saying, "Is there a sequel? It's so good. Sending me a message and please do the next one." Well, I already had the, like I said earlier, I'd been writing this for some time, and I already had this as a story, and I wanted to follow it up. I already had the first few uh, paragraphs, the first parts written, chapters, and just a little bit to finish off this. And I thought, well, if this, how hopeless and how helpless everyone feels, if there was a simple way, but you had to make a choice. You had to choose from complete destruction to having destruction in another way, but you could stop the destruction. There is a way to stop the curse. But the actual way to do it isn't really a cure, it's a means to something else. I thought that was so intriguing. I did really enjoy that. I thought, what a story, what a great. I really wanna follow on from this one as well. I don't have the next part, wrote for this, but I'm gonna follow on from here, 'cause I did enjoy this. I really did enjoy creating this one. So I'm gonna follow on from here, this mankind's last hope against werewolves, the dead. Imagine that, your only hope of survival. You have no other choice but to summon the undead. What a choice. What a choice. There are videos, well, my videos, since we last spoke. I do hope you've managed to watch some of those or all of them. I do hope you enjoyed them. Please leave me feedback on the videos I'm creating. I'd like you, the viewer, the supporter, to help create the narrative of how Professor Shadow goes. I don't just want this to be me putting out my stories. I want you to help me create the narrative and the direction that Professor Shadow goes. So please do share your views. Please do share your ideas. I'd love to hear what you have to say about the stories. Constructive, any criticism is good, and I will definitely try to create stories based on your feedback, which is what I wanted to do. I told you before, go down just a little bit. My favorite stories to create, I spoke to you about last time, are these types of ones. This is my favorite type of horror, which is that twist, the horror with twist and tail. We go through and something strange is happening, you know it's strange, and then the twist really spins you around on your head. These are my favorite tales to create, but they're not everyone's favorite tales. They certainly mine. Some people prefer vampire tales, some people prefer werewolf tales, some people prefer ghost tales, some people prefer the apocalypse. This one, for example, within a week, within 4 days, 23,000 people preferred the apocalypse. Cheers. What do you prefer? What do you prefer? I certainly prefer this old style, but that's me growing up from the Hammer House of Horror age, the Amicus Studios age, where we had the twist in the tale from pretty much all of our horrors. It wasn't just about gore. The special effects back then weren't that good for the day, so they had to rely on psychological horror and twist your mind so that your only horror is created in your own mind and twisted around. That's the most the best type of horror for me. Uh, so thank you for joining me on this Sunday night in the shadows with me, the professor, and please give me your feedback. I have some ideas in the works for next week. I'd love to follow up on that previous tale. I have a few of my favorite ones, which I'm creating already, my type of story. Enjoy those. Please support those. And once again, thank you. Thank you to the members, especially you, for supporting this channel and helping me grow. Without your support, this is not possible. So it's actually you who helps the channel grow. So thank you once again. And as there's a couple of people watching, we don't have many chats going on tonight. Thank you for being here. Let me tell you the story when we went over to Hindlesham Hall, which is supposedly haunted. There's a YouTube video of the BBC speaking about it, and they said a camera crew around there, and obviously nothing was caught. But not far from me, in a place called Ipswich, is Hindlesham Hall, and we stayed in. I don't remember the name of the room now, but it was one of the main rooms there that overlooked the gardens. And so it was a full moon, which is the reason we went on the full moon. And we looked out the window, we could see the front of the hotel. And what a beautiful setting it was. The shadows from the moon and the trees. It really was a great setting. Would have loved to have done a story from there. And unfortunately, there wasn't much going on at the time. But it is a lovely place to walk around. A lovely place to walk around. One of the other places I went to some time back, because I am in Norfolk, near us is a place called Borley Rectory, and we went to have a walk around there. So we went around there live. Of course, the rectory doesn't exist anymore, but the church does and the church grounds. So we went at night, of course, and had a walk around there and took some nice pictures. It was a great, great event. These are things to do. I mean, if you're a story writer, to get inspiration, and there's no better inspiration than going outside, having a walk, and letting your imagination fly away with you. And this is how most of my stories are created. It's like I said on the way home, the drive on the way home helped me create um, Payback, the story about the roadkill, and that was simply through driving. Um, I drive to the coast quite a bit, and when we drive, we go past a place called Flegborough, and there's a lake there. And one of the stories were inspired by looking at that lake and thinking, what is in the lake? So that was interesting. So this is the professor. I'm going to be signing off. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do appreciate it. Don't forget if you have questions, I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to say hi, and I'll be on again next week with a roundup of the week's videos. If you do have any questions or suggestions, please put them in the chat. I would love to hear from you. On that note, a very good evening. It's time for me to disappear into the shadows. Cheers.